Okay. So any preference? Bhaja Holy. Okay. One of the very popular songs. Govind Das. Okay. We'll lead the translation first. Shankar, can we begin?
Mind just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless, having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and night, and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and rain, for a fraction of flickering happiness. I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Das to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshiping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self.
Bhaja Shri Nandanandana Abhayo Charanara Vindari.
Bhaja Purema
Bhaja Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindari.
Bhaja Purema Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindari.
Durlabha Manava Janama Satsame.
Durlabha Manava Janama Satsame.
Durlabha Manava Janama Satsame.
Durlabha Manava Janama Satsame.
Taraho e Bhava Sindhure.
Taraho eva sindhure.
Bhaja Manu Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindari.
Bhaja Purema Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare.
Sita Paka Bhata Badi Shana.
Sita Bhagavati Sana
Edina Jamini Jamini.
Yedina Jamini Jahire.
Sita Atapa Bhata Badi Shana. ये दिन जामिनी जागिरे विफले से विदु कृपणा दुरजना चापल सुख लागा लागिरे विफले से विदु कृपणा दुरजना चापल सुख लागा श्री नंदनंदन आभय चरणारा विंदरे भजपुरे मन श्री नंदनंदन आभय चरणारा विंदरे हे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजना इते की आचे पारा पीटी रे पुत्र परिजना इते की आचे पीटी रे हे धन यौवन पुत्र परिजना इते की आचे पारा पीटी रे पुत्र परिजना इते की आचे पारा पीटी रे कमल दल जला जीवन तल मना भजाओ हरि पद नीति कमल दल जला जीवन तल मना भजाओ हरि पद नीति कमल दल जला जीवन तल मना भजाओ हरि पद नीति कमल दल जला जीवन तल मना भजाओ हरि पद नीति भजाओ देवन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणारा विंदरे भजाओ रे मन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणारा विंदरे श्रवण कीर्तन स्मरण वंदना पाद सेवना दास रे 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 पूजन सखी जना आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष पूजन सखी जना आत्मनिवेदन गोविंद दास अभिलाष भजाओ देवन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणारा भजाओ देवन श्री नंदनंदन अभय चरणारा विंदरे भजाओ देवन श्री ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देव श्री नपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्री विशाखान्विताश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमस्तुते तप्त कांचना गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांता स्वामिनिधि नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्ताशक्तिकम्। Is the screen changing on Zoom? Can someone unmute and say? Someone can unmute and say.
Yes, Prabhuji, we can see.
Is it changing? Are the screen changing?
Not moving, Prabhuji.
Yeah, not changing. Is it changing now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Who will start? Sean?
This statement, Srimad Bhagavatam 10:4-46, was made by Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. This quotation concerns attempted killing of Krishna's sister Yogamaya. Being envious of the Lord and his devotees is not at all auspicious for a demon. By such envy, a demon loses everything considered beneficial.
So, do we know where we were?
Yes, son-in-law dies.
Son-in-law became sick. We were discussing about Vaishnava Aparadha, offending a Vaishnava. And this particular verse says, when a person mistreats great souls, his lifespan, opulence, reputation, religion, possession, all good fortune are all destroyed. And in the purport, Prabhupada says that this statement was made by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. This quotation concerns the attempted killing of Krishna's sister. Being envious of the Lord and his devotees is not at all auspicious for a demon. By such envy, a demon loses everything considered beneficial. So, does someone remember when was this verse spoken?
Kamsa?
Yeah, when
Bhishma
Kamsa was.
Dev's slide, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Mataji, can you say again?
Bhishma Dev's slide, Prabhuji, last one.
Bhishma Dev?
Mhm.
Oh, that was the verse before. This is from when Kamsa was trying to kill Yogamaya. And there it is mentioned that because he tried to kill Yogamaya, and Yogamaya was a great devotee of the Lord. Oh, I didn't see what happened. What happened to my eyes? They're sitting right in front and I didn't. Inattentiveness is not good in bhakti. Okay. So this is the word spoken when he was trying to kill Yogamaya. Okay. Mahesh Prabhu.
At this time, Gopinath Acharya went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord asked him about the events taking place in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
So what is happening here? Does anyone remember the context of this chapter? Where were we? Yes.
When Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya chastised him and cursed him also. Later
Yes.
on he was sick.
Yes.
And then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, right thing happened.
Yes.
Because he
Yes. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu
left.
He's in home. Shantanu, are you aware with this incident where we are? So this is in Madhya Leela Prabhu, where the Chaitanya Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Mahaprabhu's devotee in Puri, he invited Lord Chaitanya for prasad. And when he invited for prasad, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law, he criticized Lord Chaitanya for eating too much.
But Lord Chaitanya was okay with it, wasn't he?
Yeah. So
Okay. There's that guy.
yeah. So this is where we are, where he and then after this incident, Mahaprabhu was okay. He just smiled. He finished the prasad and he went home. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was in a very angry mood because he thought I invited Lord Chaitanya, and after inviting, I criticized him. That's why Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was not happy. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law, he actually ran outside after criticizing, because Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he wanted to beat up his son-in-law. So he ran outside. So he ran whole night and he became sick with cholera. Because, and it is mentioned, he became sick with cholera because he offended Lord Chaitanya. So although Lord Chaitanya did not take an offense, still because he criticized Lord Chaitanya, he contracted cholera. That time cholera did not have a solution. So he was at the verge of death. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his room in Gambhira. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is very happy that good, he deserved it. And Amoga is on his deathbed. This is the scene. Okay. It's not it. Everyone to be on the same page. So then Gopinath Acharya, he went. Who is Gopinath Acharya? Some bells.
Brother-in-law.
Yeah, he's a brother-in-law, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So he's a relative, brother-in-law. So he went to see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord asked him, what is happening at Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's home? Because he saw when he left, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was very sad. So Mahaprabhu is concerned about Sarvabhauma. So he's asking what's happening there in the home. Okay. Samir.
आचार्य कहे उपासाया कैला दुजाना विसुचिका विद्यते अमोघा चटिचे जीवना. Gopinath Acharya informed the Lord that both the husband and the wife are fasting, and their son-in-law Amoga was dying of cholera.
So what did Gopinath Acharya say?
They are fasting.
They both are fasting. That's amazing, right? They were feeling so guilty that they started fasting. We won't eat. And Amoga was dying of cholera.
Suni Krupa Maya Prabhu Aila Jana Amogeri Kahe Tara Buke Hastadiya. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard that Amoga was going to die, he immediately ran to him in great haste. Placing his hand on Amoga's chest, he spoke as follows. Sahaja Nirmala e Brahmana Hridaya Krishnena Vasite e Yogya Sthanahaya. The heart of Brahmana is by nature very clean. Therefore, it is a proper place for Krishna to sit.
Matsarya Chandala Kene Ihava Saile Parama Pavitra Sthana Pavitra Kaile. Why have you allowed the Chandala of jealousy to sit here also? In this way, you have contaminated a most purified place in your heart.
So Mahaprabhu is telling, why did you allow envy to sit in your heart? And the reason, how do we see if we are acting out of envy? Criticize devotees. So Mahaprabhu is telling, you are a Brahmana, your heart's supposed to be clean. And if you see before, Mahaprabhu, when he said, you eat so much, Mahaprabhu said, yeah, that's true actually. And Mahaprabhu did not find fault. But Mahaprabhu know, this we discussed last week, but Mahaprabhu know he's acting out of envy. So likewise, we should not speak. We should observe others' behavior. And we should, even if they act out of envy, so this is a contradiction in a practicing devotees also. That if somebody acts out of envy, we may see that, okay, this is wrong. At the same time, we see actually he's right. Or she's right. Yeah, that makes sense. I am like this. At the same time, this is Achinta Vedavich. Clear? Okay. But definitely we should not speak. Should not speak. Yes.
Sarvabhauma Sandhi Kumara Manusa Kayachaya Karma Shreya Jiva Anandalaya. However, due to the association of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, all their contamination is not healthy. When a person's heart is cleansed of all contamination, he is able to chant the Mahamantra Hare Krishna.
So Mahaprabhu is telling that your contamination is now cleansed. How do we understand this?
He's able to chant with his hand.
Say again.
He's able to chant the Mahamantra.
He will be, if when a person's heart is cleansed of all contamination, he is able to chant the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna. Till the time the heart is not cleansed, chanting is difficult. For how many of us chanting is difficult job? So chanting is actually a very difficult job. I want to speak a lot about it, but I always restrict myself. I mean, the book I'm reading is Tattva based, and Maharaj is telling one has to come to the stage of at least Ruchi. So it doesn't speak below Nishtha, bro. Below Nishtha is like, it doesn't cater to those people who is below Nishtha. He is only speaking. He says, when we are at the stage of Ruchi, he says chanting is very smooth. There is no anarthas from previous sense. But there may be difficulty only because of the offenses. And he says, even in the stage of bhava, the effect of offenses are there. That's why the stage of bhava is also a stage of sadhana. The stage of offenses are there, means if some devotee is displeased with us, we will feel it. But if nobody is displeased with us, then we can chant with a lot of absorption. So effect of offenses are there at the stage of Ruchi. That's the only reason we can go a dip. Otherwise, the taste will be very high. In the stage of Nishtha, there is some lingering. When there is a stage of Nishtha, then there is once in a while lust, envy, anger, those things will be there.
Once in a while.
Nishtha is once in a while. Yeah. Ruchi, they are not there. Almost. It's almost eradicated. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur speaks in detail in Madhurya Kadambini. There are, he says, lust can be there at the stage of Ruchi also, but that lust is the effect of the offenses. The lust can arise or envy can arise because of previous sins, or it can arise because of offenses. When it arises because of previous sins, at Nishtha, it is almost gone, but some percentage is there. And he says, even one develops a strong attraction for Krishna, Ashakti level, still he may go up and down because of offenses. Only at the prema is that completely eradicated. And he says, prema is not possible in this world. For prema, you have to personally associate with Krishna.
But lingering effects of offenses
Will be there.
are those immediate offenses or previously?
No, the offense, yeah. See, when a devotee is sincere, then the offenses will reap very soon. Only if you become insincere and the number of offenses we commit is a huge amount, then Krishna says, okay, postpone to next life. There's too much to cover up in this life. But if you're sincere and if you're trying to be offenseless every day, then any offense we do, you will see the reaction. Do you all see the reaction of our offenses? It's a daily job. Daily job
So
of living
if
it.
the anartha nivritti stage when offenses are bothering, so will we be able to differentiate because of anartha or the offense itself?
Yeah. So anartha stage, probably the anarthas because of previous sins is substantially minimized. But the anarthas because of offenses will come. And if you are not offensive, then we will be absorbed in the stage of ruchi. We will have a very high taste. He's analytical person. He quotes like Shastra, like at such analysis level that sometimes one page I have to read like 5 times. Then again, oh, nothing went inside. Tomorrow I will read again. Then tomorrow again I try to dull brain. Nothing is going inside. Again, it's been quite a while I'm reading this. It's just about tattva, just about these stages, and mainly he speaks about bhava in that book. Because one speaks according to one's adhikar. But a lot goes in and in and in and in and in. And here it says, and when the heart is cleansed, he is able to chant the Maha Mantra Hare Krishna. So when the heart is not cleansed, chanting will be very difficult. And gradually, as the heart becomes more and more cleansed, chanting will become easier and easier and easier.
The problem, what will be cleansed after another state?
Oh, the sins because of previous offenses, or the anathas because of previous sins. Like for example, if I did something wrong in my life, or if I did something wrong in previous life, then I have those inclinations. If you see Nectar of Devotion explains the cycle of sin, and it says we do something and then it increases, there is a reaction, and simultaneously it increases our inclination to perform the sinful activity again. You remember the cycle of sin? So that positive feedback, the inclination to sin will be there. That desire to enjoy will be there. That is basically lust. Lust, Krishna says. There is contemplation. There is desire to enjoy. And it is said that during the stage of anartha nivritti, there is a substantial amount of time goes in fighting with the anarthas. Oh, I don't want this. And in the stage of anartha nivritti, a devotee prays for purification. In the stage of nishtha, he doesn't pray for purification. He prays for devotion. Anartha nivritti, when he's bothered, then he's like, when will I be free? And there is some amount of energy going in. This is happening. Why I'm thinking like this? Why? And he will have some lamentation over the activities and over the anarthas. But at the stage of nishtha, he is like, at the stage of anartha nivritti, the general, because Lord is sitting in our heart, the general goal is, I want to become free from anarthas. When one comes to the stage of nishtha, then the general goal becomes, I want to develop taste. When one comes to taste, ruchi, then the general goal is, I want to develop attachment for Krishna. When one comes to attachment for Krishna, general goal is I want to develop bhava. It is natural. So the prayers also goes accordingly. And it is described at the stage of ruchi, the attraction is towards the process. The only goal is I just want to chant nicely. Krishna is not the goal, but the process is the goal. At the stage of ashakti, attachment, the process is not the goal. Krishna is the goal. I like direct relationship with Krishna is the goal. Before that, it's the relationship with the process. What do you want? I just want to chant peacefully. You want Krishna? Krishna, chodo Prabhuji, just want to chant nicely. So the goal is process, taste in process. Once you develop taste in process leads to relationship. When taste in process is not there, it's very difficult to work on relationship. It won't happen. That's why even the sadhana at different stages are different. In Anathanimriti, it's hearing. And as the stages come, the inspiration will also be different. Inspiration for a particular absorption in the holy name will also be different. Very detailed, right? Just to describe these things, he wrote 1,000 pages. Yeah, it's this thick book. Chandra comes and holding this book. When will this be digested? Just to describe these things. Mati, your question is answered?
So probably my question. So if Anartha-nirvati, we still have lust, we can still have anger, we can still have greed, but they are to a level of reduced level. Right?
At the reduced level. And he says that Anathanimriti stage, you can, all 16 rounds, you can focus. Otherwise, what happens? The mind will go to various distractions here and there. You can focus all 16 rounds. And I mean, his bar is very high for Krishna.
If there are no offenses.
If offenses are there, you can still focus, but the heart is heavy. But if offenses are to a certain level, then we'll be destroyed. In a way, lusty desires will come, envious thoughts will come, the mind will criticize everybody. We'll go to a mental loop, a difficult mental loop. Everywhere seems problems. But it's difficult to distinguish, but Krishna helps us to distinguish. It can be because of previous sins, it can be because of offenses. So these things remains even at you attain. That's why now this is very difficult to understand. Even spiritual master can also face difficulty because of offenses. Because of, if suppose some offenses happens, they may face difficulties. At the stage of bhava also, Maharaj says, the effect of offenses are there. He is at the stage of bhava. So he's telling at the same time also you will face difficulties because of offenses. But they very quickly go away because the devotional service is very potent. And then the absorption is very, very deep. So we cannot take an instance of a devotee and just a devotee. That makes sense? One is and just a devotee. That we cannot do. Because material world is always torturing you. And not that you do something purposefully. This word is this Kali Yuga. Anybody can become upset for anything. This is the nature of this world. Good. Any question on this? Here? Whatever I read for so many weeks, 5 minutes over. Because I observed only that much. But he quotes various scriptures from Bhagavatam, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, from Bhagavad Gita, and establishes tattva of all these stages and everything. He doesn't just say. He, based on Shastra, a lot is taken from Uddhav Gita. Based on Shastra, he analyzes and then he presents. Conclusion is presented, everything is based on, and he said that today I was mentioning in the morning that Knowledge will help you attain sooner bhava prema. If you are there, knowledge will help you. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he quotes from Bhagavad Gita also. Knowledge helps you grow.
Nahi jnanena sadrusham pavitram iha vidyate. Krishna says, Jnana is the parmocha because it gives maturity.
Knowledge will give you direction also.
Maturity.
And you will have an inspiration to grow because you know where you are, and that will constantly push you.
Consciousness.
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, because you know goal is far, I am here, you can see. That's a Prabhupada says a scientific process. Scientific means you know where you stand. You know what's going on in the mind. You see from the scriptures. So you can gauge yourself where you are and what steps is the next. And you will have certain prayers. Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, at what stage, what will be your prayers? That's amazing. At different stages, what will be your prayers? So when you read that book, you know what your prayer level is, and you know, oh, this is where I am. And then you read the prayers of others, and you say, oh, this I cannot attain. But at some point of time, that will be possible also. So Sanatana Goswami says, best is to strive for the next step. Don't just say, I want to. There are many stages in between. Best is to go to the next, go to the next, go to the next, go to the next one. And you'll gradually get there.
How to reduce 40 years to 10 years?
There is a way. 64. 16, 40. 64, 10.
I asked him, Kalakanta.
So if I do 32, then will it reduce 20? He said, no, it doesn't happen.
Somebody is like good in sadhana, it's is progressing, but also has to take care of some administrative responsibilities. Administrative responsibilities, for example, somebody is in well advanced in sadhana, but also has some administrative responsibilities.
Means job, Prabhu, job?
Not job, maybe in spiritual organization. And if there is something happening, how will he discipline without criticizing or without?
Yeah, Prabhu. That's why people in administration needs to be very careful. It's a dangerous service. I'm also reaping their bets. Sean Prabhu knows what all happens in the center.
It's difficult job, right?
Sean Prabhu might pity me. I'm sorry, Shyam. Sorry. But you are going to, I'm sorry.
So, just a kind of contemplation.
Administrative role is difficult, Prabhu. That's why many of the spiritual masters, they resign. After a certain age, they don't want to do administration. Because at the same time, we cannot resign prematurely because first we have to do some service to Mahaprabhu, to Srila Prabhupada, to get their blessings. You cannot just think about ourselves. It's a difficult service, but Prabhupada would say, somebody has to do it. And those who does it, Krishna notices. And if you, no pain, no gain. Will you take the pain for Krishna's service? Right? Sean Prabhu is very steady. It's since opening, he's there. He's there. He's there. He's there. Okay, that's answer, Prabhu. Clear? Also say, how do we know if our chanting is progressing? Probably chanting will become very easy. It will go naturally. For us to chant, we have to put a lot of effort. Before chant, please help me today help me. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So difficult. And then try, right?
When we do count down, that indicates that chanting will not be.
Count down means?
Count down. Oh, अभी दो रहा, अभी एक रहा, अभी चार रहे, अभी तीन रह गए. We count down. We call it.
That's a sadhana bhakti.
So that is so that means you want to finish, just like बच्चे बोलते हैं ना, हमारा होमवर्क हो गया.
Yeah, we are done with it.
Something like that.
So if chanting is not good, if chanting quality is very high, now you cannot stop. Otherwise, we somehow finish. How many of you are on a stage of somehow finishing it? Somehow. Ah, thank you, Krishna. One extra round also, it's a sin. We have many things to do. One extra round, no. We'll do many things. Right, Tarishu? This is our life rule. We do. But Prabhupada says chanting will become effortless.
Correct.
What do we, can you give example of something you do effortlessly?
Sanskrit.
Right after. There is no effort required for self gratification, right? In fact, it takes a lot to not do self gratification. But at the same time, if we have taste in any one of the 5 things, rest of them, if you do minimum, you will attain perfection. If you have taste in any one of the 5 things, great. You should have taste either in deity worship, or in reading Srimad Bhagavatam, or in chanting the holy names, or in going to Vrindavan, or in association of devotees. If you have taste in one of the 5, great. If you have taste in one of the 5, you will continue in Krishna consciousness. If you don't have taste in any of the 5, then develop taste in at least 12.
Yeah.
And different devotees have different mood. Some people have taste in preaching, some have taste in reading, some have taste in chanting. Yes, different people have different taste. Some have taste in deity worship. Some have no taste in deity worship, but have a lot of taste in preaching. Great. But it is also there. This is only to come to a certain level. At some point of time, as our devotion grows, you will develop taste in all 6 simultaneously. It will happen. But the recommended sadhana is whatever you have taste in, do that more. So different people carry different moods. If you have taste in everything, do everything more. Fill your day. All right. Okay. Who is supposed to read?
Mahabharata. Uttaha Amoga Kumi Lao Krishna Acharya Sinu Tomare Rupa Karide Bhagavan. Therefore, Amoga get up and chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you do so, Krishna will unfailingly bestow mercy upon you.
This is Mahaprabhu's mercy. But Mahaprabhu told Amoga. You know what Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says about Amoga? Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says he has a lot of fault finding tendencies. Anything he sees, he will see fault there. All the time he will see fault there. That was Amoga's nature. That's why he saw a sannyasi like Lord Chaitanya, he found a fault. He finds fault in everything and everybody. But Mahaprabhu says, Tumi Krishna live O Krishna now, to chant the name of Krishna. And Krishna will certainly show your mercy unto him. From that nature, he instantaneously became a pure devotee. This is Kripa Siddha. This is not possible for us. For us, we just have to go through Chakki. We just have to grill ourselves.
So, for anybody to get the pure love, the hand of the Guru should be there.
Yes.
So for Amoga, should be considered Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and
Yes. And this will be clarified. Were you there in morning Bhagavatam class? No, okay. You were there? I somehow touched upon it, that one cannot attain bhava from sadhana. You heard that? One cannot attain bhava from sadhana. Bhava comes only by mercy. And this is, whatever I speak is from what I read. I don't create anything or generate any concept myself, obviously. So Maharaj gives an example, just like if you try to burn a firewood, you put a spark onto the firewood, you rub two materials, it brings a spark, and then you put the firewood onto fire. But it is the fire within the firewood which burns. but it won't burn. You have to ignite it. Likewise, Maharaj quote, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema Sadhya Kabunoy, Shavanandi Shuddha Chitta Koryodoy. Love of Krishna is sitting in the heart of all living entity. Sadhana is like igniting. But what burns is bhava, which is within all living entities, that comes out. It is dormant. Just like fire in the firewood is dormant, bhava in the heart is dormant. Sadhana will kindle it. But he said just sadhana will kindle, but you need kripa. Just sadhana is not sufficient. Kripa. But kripa will come. Maharaj says kripa of Guru comes at the stage of Ashakti.
Until the
Sadhana only. Through sadhana, you have to purify yourself.
like taking Mahamantra initiation. And we say that until Guru gives us, that's also still profound mercy, the Guru's mercy.
Can you say the question again?
Like until we really chant, like until we initiate, our chanting is like, give an example like the Nakli bullet. That is, I don't know how to differentiate this mercy versus that.
Yeah. So, Prabhu, the fact is, it will be much easier to chant by Guru Kripa. But if you continue chanting without Guru, you can attain purification of the heart, self-sufficient. But you cannot attain bhava. You cannot cross the bridge. Now, what happens is when we are at the level of Ashakti, now, there is strong attachment to Krishna, no anarthas remain, there is strong separation, and there is a sincere begging for mercy, sincere service attitude. That is a ripened, humble heart for mercy to receive. If you are Ratha Nivriti and say, Guru will take me back home, back to Godhead, Guru will say, try. Guru will encourage us to do more bhakti, to be sincere in our devotional service. But at the level of Ashakti, mercy will come and then you will be pushed. Bhava is actually a spiritual platform. Ashakti is still a material platform. Spiritual platform, Krishna or Guru has to make the transition. All right. Okay.
Krishna Krishna Bali Rama Mithila Devananda Nachi Srila Lila. After hearing of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and being touched by him, Amata, who was on his deathbed, immediately stood up and began to chant the holy name of Krishna. Thus he became mad to discover his love and began to dance devotionally.
And it says Premon Made. Direct bhava also not needed there. You directly get prema. Just Mahaprabhu, if Mahaprabhu comes and tell you, Swami Prabhu chant the name of Krishna, prema. But it's a lifetime of process for us. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is called. Rupa Goswami says, Namo Mahavadanyaya. Mahavadanyaya means most merciful. There is one very controversial discussion that says, Gaur Govind Maharaj says that. Very controversial discussion. He says, living entity does not come from Golok Vrindavan. We were never in Golok Vrindavan. Any living entity here never comes from Golok Vrindavan. Hari Parshad Prabhu also proves we never came from Golok Vrindavan. We may come from spiritual world, but we can never come from Golok Vrindavan.
Means from Vaikuntha.
Somewhere else. But Golok Vrindavan, only Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is giving access. That's why he is most magnificent. He proves from Shastra that we were never there. Interesting, right? That shows Mahaprabhu is merciful. And he just came to give that. Okay, let's go fast. Up you can read? Yeah, go ahead.
Prabhu has the while Amorha danced in ecstatic love, he manifested all the ecstatic symptoms, trembling, fear, jubilation, trance, perspiration, and a faltering voice. Seeing these waves of ecstatic emotions triggered in the heart began to laugh.
Mahaprabhu started laughing when he saw he developed all these ecstatic symptoms. Mahaprabhu became very happy. Yes, he does. Ilya.
प्रभु रखाया है ध्यान धरी करया विनया अपराध क्षमा मोरे प्रभु दया माया Amogha then left before the Lord's lotus feet. He fell before the Lord's lotus feet and submissively said, "O merciful Lord, please excuse my offerings."
You see, immediate transformation. He says, Aparada Chama More Prabhu Doya Moya. Can he ever say these words? Aparada Chama More means please forgive my offenses. Prabhu Doya Moya means Prabhu, you are very merciful. Can he ever, you see the heart transformation? Just right touch. These words are coming from the mouth of Amogha. Oh merciful Lord, please excuse my offenses. And he fell at the feet of Lord Chaitanya. Shanti.
Echa, Mukhe, Mara, Prima, Nindani, Utabali, Apna, Gale, Chalaya. Not only did Amogha beg the Lord's pardon, but he also began slapping his own cheeks, saying, "By this mouth I have blasphemed you."
He's expressing his guilt. Yes.
Indeed, Amogha continued slapping his face over and over until his cheeks were swollen. Finally, Gopinatha Acharya stopped him by catching hold of him.
No. Red and swollen.
प्रभु अश्वनो करे स्पर्शी तारा दत्रा दात्रा स्वभम संबते तुम्ही मोरा स्नेह पात्रा. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified Amogha by touching his body and saying, "You are the object of my affection because you are the son-in-law of Swarnavama Bhattacharya."
Why I showed you mercy? Sama Bhattacharya. So he's like, he just has a physical relationship. He just is pleased with Sarvabhauma. That's what gave Mahaprabhu. That's what gave him mercy. Just like the dog of Shivananda Singh. It is said that if Prabhupada would say, I have no qualification, I just became dear to Saraswati Thakur, and that is my only qualification. Somehow I was dear to Saraswati Thakur. So best is, if you want mercy, stay in the good book of devotees. That's all. Just stay in good book. Good book means devotees like you. Bad book means you want to away, everybody wants to be away from you. Just say in such a way that you are in good books of devotees. Everything will be all right.
Sarvabhauma Grihe Dasi Ye Kukura Seha Mora Priya Anyajana Rahu Dura. Everyone in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house is very dear to me, including his maid and servants, and even his dog. And what to speak of his relatives. So he
Mahaprabhu is telling,
probably emphasizing that
even a dog of Sarvabhauma, very dear to me. Why? Because Sarvabhauma is very dear to me. That's why if you can become dear to a devotee, that is very nice. Just become dear to a devotee.
Amoga's death would have indirectly brought about the death of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Because daughter will become a widow, how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya would see it.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to give pain to his devotee. For that purpose, deliver him, give him love of God. Give him love of God.
Aparada Nahisada Lava Krishna Nama Eta Bali Prabhu Aila Sarvabhauma Sthana. Amoga always chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and do not commit any further offenses. After giving Amoga this instruction, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Sarvabhauma.
Okay. And this is very nice. Let's see.
प्रभु देखी सार्वभौमा धरिला चरणी प्रभु तांरे आलिंगिया वसीला सन. Upon seeing the Lord, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately caught hold of his lotus feet. The Lord embraced him and then sat down.
He just fell down at the feet and he was still having very guilt and he's still fasting.
प्रभु कहे अनुराशिषु विभता रदोषा केनी उपवास आतारा केने करा दोषा. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified Sarvabhauma, saying, after all, Amara, your son-in-law is a father. So what is his fault? Why are you fasting? And why are you hungry?
Any reflection on this?
He's still angry.
Very immature, that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to. He's immature, he's a child, means he's immature in his thinking.
So somehow or other, Mahaprabhu, although he knows Amoga was at fault, he doesn't want to speak. Fault is there, Mahaprabhu knows. He doesn't want to speak. To justify someone for any purpose, he doesn't want to speak the fault. His reason is, he's a child. Means, for a child, it's okay to make mistakes. He made a mistake, agree, but he's a child. So he's justifying always in a very positive way. Mahaprabhu, it's amazing. He's not telling actually, Sarvabhauma, your son-in-law is very envious, you know. So, okay. And why are you angry? Just a child. Why are you angry? Yes. Go ahead.
Smanam para data Jagannatha Shigra Archi Bhojana Kare Sara Savi Mora. Just get up and take your bath and go see the face of Lord Jagannatha. Then return here to eat your lunch. In this way I shall be happy.
So, what Mahaprabhu is telling, please. And this is actually Mahaprabhu's love for Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. His love is so large that he is like, he knows Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. First, he delivered his son-in-law. Then he went to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and he told him, Prasad, don't fast.
I shall stay here until you return to take your government's remnants for your name.
Great, right? I'll stay here till you eat. I want to see you eat. Then I'll go. And that's how there is a loving relationship between the Lord and his devotees. Devotees want to, they feel guilty and Lord is personally going to reciprocate. His heart is full of love for his devotees. Yes, sir.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lotus feet, the Bhattacharya said, why did you bring Amoga back to me? It would have been better had you done.
This is his love for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's love for Amoga. Reciprocal.
प्रभु कभी अमोघा शिशु तमारा बालका बालका दोषना पिता तोहते बालका. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Amogha is a child and your son. The father does not take the fault of his son seriously, especially when he is maintaining him.
I don't know how to follow this. You all know better.
Maybe Vaishnava, Highway, Tara, Tila, Aparara, Naharo, Andhara, Pare, Karaha, Prasad. Now that he has become a Vaishnava, he is offenseless. You can bestow your mercy upon him without hesitation.
He's a pure devotee now. Don't think anything about him now.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, please go, my lord, to see Lord Jagannatha. After taking my bath, I shall go there and then return.
He doesn't want Mahaprabhu to wait till he finished prasad. It's very embarrassing. He said, my lord, you go. You take darshan. I will take bath, go, see the face of Jagannath, come back and then eat. If it was we'll first eat and that's not Lord Jagannath. Correct, right? We have, after 1 day of fasting, we don't have that much patience to take bath. First, we don't care about bath also. Just eat only. 1 day of fasting.
प्रभु कहे गोपीनाथा इहानी रहीबा इनो प्रसादा पहले वार्तका एनके कहिबा. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Prabhu then told Gopinatha, stay here and inform me when the Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken his prasad.
Mahaprabhu said, okay, I'll go. Stay here. Once he took prasad, come and let me know. It's love, right? Such affection.
एता बलि प्रभु गेला ईश्वर दर्शनी भट्टासना दर्शना करीला भोजन. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to see Lord Jagannath. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya completed his bath, went to see Lord Jagannath, and then returned to his house to accept Sri.
Sei Amoga Kaila Prabhura Bhakta Ekanta Preme Nache Krishna Nama Laya Mahasanta. Thereafter, Amoga became an unallied devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He danced in ecstasy and peacefully chanted the holy name of Lord Krishna. ऐसे चित्र लीला करे सच्चिदानंद यही देखे सुनितांगा विस्मय है. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his various pastimes. Whoever sees them or hears them recounted becomes truly astounded.
Do you feel some affection for Lord Chaitanya after seeing his behavior with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his mercy on Amogha? Yes, sometimes. Yeah, sorry, not please.
Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed eating in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Within that one pastime, many wonderful pastimes were invented.
So this whole chapter is dedicated to one instance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eating prasad 1 day. And he would eat how many days in a month? 5 days. Every month, 5 days he will eat. Mahaprabhu. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. And they are full of pastimes. But he says, here is an instance of one pastime of Lord's love.
Whoever hears these paths, friends of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith and love, will attain the shelter of the Lord of Sri Chaitanya.
This is Phalashruti, the benediction of hearing this pastime. You will attain the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very soon. Thus we come to the end of the Prasadam at the house of Sarvabhaumacharya. Next we will begin Lord's attempt to go to Vrindavan. Although I was thinking we'll cover some today, but I don't think so. Namaste Narasingha. You can see. Prahalad भगवान की जय, भक्ति श्रीमानी प्रहलाद महाराज की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। Hare Krishna. We'll end on Zoom. Are there any questions on Zoom? No. We'll end here. Panchakalpa Tarubheshwara Kripa Sindhubhyo Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.